Pelicans win 109-103, their first time since January 3rd. I'm sorry, the first time since January 5th. They've won back-to-back games. Let's talk about it.
First took away. Yes, but this. Get your money's worth out.
Presented by the Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm. You've been hurt in any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, or hurt offshore. Scott Vicknair handles it all. Give him a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. They always fight for the win, as always, powered by 4D Energy. Let me fix the layout here for Lido. There we go. Lee, what's the background there tonight?
I'm in space.
Oh, okay. Good. Jarrett, Chris, Chaz, and Lido joining tonight. Make sure you smash the like button. Once again, Pelicans win 109-103. Jarrett, we'll start with you. Zion Williamson. Can we talk a little bit early about his... Who do you blame more? Coaching staff or Zion for to begin the game? How he's just not aggressive. It's very evident. Like he's just... Is he not part of the game plan? Is it on him? Is it on the coaching staff? Like, what are you seeing? Because I saw Zion tonight play the first 6 minutes of the game. He got 2 shot attempts and looked completely just out of it. Second half, it looked like the actual Zion Williamson.
I think I'll blame the coaching staff, but also I still got to put some onus on Zion. But this is similarly to when Brandon was on the team, right? Like Zion wouldn't be engaged at the beginning of a game, right? There wouldn't be a rhythm to what he would be involved with. It just would be out of sync. And Brandon's no longer here, but yet we still do the same thing. So I still have to, blame the coaching staff a little bit because that's the common denominator, but also Zion not being aggressive. If you look at Zion's a couple of attempts, right, you put him on the block and tell him to go. Like, that's not Zion's game. I don't know why they think that that's his game, but it doesn't necessarily work. It's not advantageous. You don't do it enough, and you put it in like it's just the wrong kind of idea of what Zion Williamson can do. I say give him the ball at the top of the key and then allow him to kind of play through that rather than put him on the left block thinking he's gonna outplay a 7-footer from time to time.
Yeah, Chaz, you've mentioned it before, but starting him on the block, that seems to be a thing early on in the game. But then later in the game, you see him catch the ball at the top of the key, catch it at the junction, scanning the defense, and that seems like where he wants to play. Going downhill, attacking defenders, creating space, and then hitting open shooters. Why like
I'm trying to understand.
Because what I don't understand.
The question is it the coaching staff's fault?
There's no question. It's just a topic of discussion because it was very clear tonight. Kelly Olynyk is just standing in the corner. I think Vassell was guarding him, and Vassell was paying just no attention to him. And Zion was on the block, and then Misi's kind of in the dunker. It's kind of cluttered, right? the
long and short of it is the 3 main decision making coaches are bad, and they all should go. It's a historically, like Zion's first, I want to say 4 out of 5 shot attempts were post. The first possession of the game was post up on the right block. It's like this didn't work at all last game, right? Then there was one play, and this is just it's a symptom of the same sickness. There's one play. Zion has Devin Vassell sailed in the restricted area. Like he's deep in the post. Like he's underneath the rim. Jordan Hawkins looks him off, drives, and turns over the ball. And luckily, I think Darren Fox got it, so it didn't really matter. But it's just things like that to where it's hard to really give the team credit because they get away with the same mistakes, and I put it 100% on the coaching staff. I think it was terrible.
I was thinking about this though, Chris. Like, do you think there's Zion to blame for this too, for posting up and doing all that? Do you think there's any blame on Zion, or do you think the coaching staff is really saying post on the left block all the time? Because I don't know if that's always the truth.
I mean, he gets looks. He gets lob attempts out of some of those post look sometimes when he spins, typically towards the baseline, whatever case may be. I mean, I'm thinking that it is something that is familiar to him. It's something he's been doing in high school, college, or whatever. I think maybe could be a situation as well where, given the injury history of Zion and the workload, maybe having him create from further out and putting that amount of consistent force and energy on his lower extremities as far away from the rim. Maybe that's a part of the plan. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the lack of I guess flexibility in Zion's game also plays a role in what you're doing with him out there. I don't know. I don't just blame the coaching staff on that. I think part of it is on Zion. I think as Zion continues to evolve and actually improve his game and give you more options as a basketball player, I think it'll make it a little bit easier, or maybe it would allow more. Now, great. In a perfect world, you would have a creative, or you would have more creativity. We saw how they would use multiple players that's been in New Orleans over time. But it ain't like Willie the first coach to want to put Zion in the post. I saw Stan do it. I saw Alvin do it as well. I think he needs to improve his game, and I think you need a continuance and creativity from the staff, just looking at different ways to get him involved and easier ways to get him to basketball.
Yeah. Lito, but you can't teach this.
Away, but he stays with the play. Take it yourself. He will.
Nah, you can't. You can't. And
like, what do you do with that? I couldn't believe he dunked it.
I hate to be a Debbie Downer. I feel like I'm about to.
You about to be a Debbie Downer?
You can't teach that for sure. That's God given. But can you teach something else? Like you saying like you couldn't believe he dunked that, and I mean that's what he does. Like that's how he got to the NBA.
He does do that.
I'm not like
he does that.
I'm not trying to shit on your point because I saw a lot of people like, damn, he dunked that, and I'm like,
look,
what
overall,
you talking about?
Like, I thought overall tonight the game was pretty meh. I didn't really like much of the game flow. The one thing that kind of really pissed me off, Jerry, I'll go back to you here, is once again the season shot. Antonio Reaves comes in. At one point, the Pelicans, I think, were like 0 for 10 to start the game. I'm pretty sure. Something along those lines. Carlo hits a corner three. Shout out to you, Chaz. He's hitting the corner three. I'll give you that, Chaz. Shout out to Carlo. You. Antonio Reaves comes in. Step back three in transition. 2 possessions later. I don't know who was driving the ball, whatever. Behind, blocks it. Great defensive play. And how is he rewarded? All right, you're playing too well. Come on. Come sit on the bench. And this is my problem, Jared. He plays 4 minutes tonight. In those 4 minutes, very productive. And then it's just, that was it. It's like, bro, I'm just confused on what what are we doing here?
So are they. They're confused too. They don't have a plan. This is what they're doing. They've done this before. Right, they did this with Trey at once upon a time. This is what Willie Green and his staff, or David, I don't know who's running it. This is what they do. Nothing really makes sense. This is a perfect time for you to see what kind of value you can extract for a guy in Antonio Reaves. Right, see what he has. Maybe he's your replacement as a backup guard in the future, but you really won't know because you aren't giving him a runway to do so.
It's the perfect time to do it. Like Bruce Brown, once again, I know I think Chad said like Bruce Brown's not taking his minutes, but like Bruce Brown got 30 minutes tonight. Jordan Hawkins got 24. Antonio Reaves got 4. And it goes back to like, are you tanking or are you not tanking? Because Trey Murphy played 36 minutes tonight. Zion Williamson played 29.
I would hope they're tanking, but
They're not, Jarrett. That's the thing. Like, they're not tanking.
I don't. But someone pointed out they were down. I'll just keep it real. Yo, Fox is terrible versus the Pelicans, bro. Like, that's just, to me, that's kind of just what it is. And yeah. Like,
I don't even know.
To me, that's literally like the story is that Fox has been really, really bad the last couple of seasons. It's something, I don't know. It's something San Antonio might want to evaluate. He hasn't been really good since he's gotten there, and the announcers, they're making a lot of excuses for him, but it's just like, nah, he's been pretty awful. They were down 17 twice in back-to-back games. The issue with me is less about Antonio Reaves not playing. It's just that, like you brought up Bruce Brown, it's like, again, too many players. I can understand wanting to evaluate Bruce Brown and Zion and Trey, stuff like that, but I think you need to know that it's not going to work with Jordan Hawkins. Like, you need to embrace that and move on. Again, tonight, I think he had like the 12 points on 13 shots, something like that.
Right.
I'm tired of seeing the like me, I don't mind the win at all if you were doing what I think that you're going to be doing. That's why I blame the coaching staff wholeheartedly, because I just think they suck, truthfully, because you're not going to be playing Zion. And if you're Willie Green, you're telling me that Zion is starting these games at the point. That's what you said, right? What point guard operates out of the post like that? Fucking Andre Miller or somebody? This is not his strength. Firstly, you start out the game like this every single time. You're playing several players who have way too much bandwidth, and they're probably not a part of the future. Like Jose, Hawkins, Bruce Brown, maybe Kelly Olynyk. Like, a lot of these guys probably aren't a part of the future. And the fact is, they're not very good. So when I look at a team like Memphis, who's had this incredible come from behind victory, it's like the guys who like scoring, like Brandon Clark made a big bucket at the end of the game to give them a 3-point lead. Well, 2-point lead. Brandon Clark is under contract for like three years. Like, he's a part of the future. Like, they're young guys. Ja Morant is Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are going to be here. They are a part of the future. But it's just too many. It's just too many, like, this is too random.
That's the thing.
The rotation
Chaz,
is random.
It just doesn't. Once again, I think you're right about the win. Like, I don't mind the win. The guys want to compete. They're professionals. They obviously want to win basketball games. I don't mind that. But there is no plan. Like, Chris, like, I don't see a plan here. Like, why? It goes back to the Antonio Reaves thing. Like, how he's logged back-to-back 4-minute nights makes no sense to me. Like, what are you developing here? Use this time to see what you got. I know what Bruce Brown can do. I know what Jose Alvarado can do. Jordan Hawkins, you need to play Jordan Hawkins 25 minutes a night? Well, 1 of 7 from deep. It was 1 of 7.
I mean, isn't he a part of right? But isn't he a part of your develop? Like, I mean, if we're talking about development in players,
you're telling me you couldn't shave off 6 minutes of Jordan Hawkins and give those to Reaves and get 10 minutes of Antonio Reaves tonight?
Okay, so if you do that, let's say you do that, you just converted Brandon Boston, right? You got
shout out Brandon Boston.
So you just converted Brandon Boston.
They converted him today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, and now I think Jalen Crutcher is the two-way. What happens then, right? Because when Brandon Boston comes back, how are you gonna play Reaves then? So, I mean, I think that we're gonna get to a point. I think I would be most disappointed if we are getting, and I said it in the last show, if we're getting into the end of March, if we're getting into early April, and then we're not seeing Reaves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how much you gain from this period now, to be honest, Justin. Because look, like, and what I'm trying to think, of as well, you're also trying to evaluate Zion and Trey, right?
Mhm.
So how do you? And this is a legit question from. I mean, I'll ask you from a coaching perspective. How do you evaluate Trey and Zion when you're not trying to win, right? Like you have veteran players that are maybe better than some of the younger guys.
Yeah.
But you also have some of these end of the bench dudes that could use this time perfectly to play, right?
Right.
I mean, like how do you balance that? Like I look at Washington. Washington's playing Rashard Holmes. They're playing Chris Middleton. They're playing fucking there's another guy that I can't think of.
Marcus
Smart, right? But they're also playing all of their young guys. George is playing, Carrington is playing. Like so, but for the Pelicans, how do you balance that? You don't want them out there playing with scrubs necessarily.
Sure.
But
no, that's a fair question. Give CJ McCollum a night off. Give Kelly Olynyk a night off. Like give these guys, like these veteran guys, like a night off. Hey, Reaves, you're gonna get 25 minutes tonight. Give these what, Lito? What?
You don't have to do that. You just don't have to play in 4 fucking minutes. You don't have to give a motherfucker the night off. You can play him more than 4 minutes. Me and Chris did a show yesterday where I said, bro, you can literally, you got Misi and you got Carlo. You're trying to develop them both. Bro, you can do that. You don't have to send one to the G League. Just let them fucking play basketball. This is not difficult. That's very true.
I think it's a skill. I think it's a skill set thing, right? Like
skill set and how.
What I mean by I think you can evaluate Zion and Trey, and even let's say even with CJ, and let's say you throw Reaves out there. If you just want to do your quote unquote, let's say a NASCAR lineup, there's all offense, right? What you put Olynyk at the 5 or something. You're gonna say, all right, let's see how they look. Let's see how Zion looks with 4 guys who are realistic 3-point threats from beyond the arc. But in a lineup with like, if it's let's say it's Olynyk, Zion, Trey, Hawkins, and let's say Misi, something like that. Like they have to accept that Hawkins is not a 3-point threat. He's not even an offensive threat. Like period. He's not a threat whatsoever. Like they have to really like acknowledge that. Like tonight, I think what he shot? He shot
Jordan Hawkins went 1 of 7 from deep tonight.
He shot 38% from the field. If I'm not mistaken, that's an above average shooting game for him. So like you you just gotta accept what the facts are with some of this shit. Like, all right, how about Carlo instead of Misi here? How about Reaves instead of Hawkins here? Or how about just playing off of skill sets? Because if you look at everything, it's just by them so much doesn't make sense these last 2 games. And that's why I feel like the front row of the coaching staff needs to go. Because again, why I'm gonna play Kelly Olynyk and Reaves. You just showed me that Zion is like the most doubled fucking player in history right now, right? You showing me nobody he's like unbelievable one-on-one, he's unbelievable attacking downhill, and you just say, all right, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Like, is that your way of tanking? Like, we're just gonna try something totally different?
Yes, they're not trying to tank. This is my problem. Front office, no. Yeah. Front office definitely trying to tank.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Willie Green not trying to tank and not trying to develop. He's trying to win. And I think someone tweeted out, or even there's some in the comments like, Trey Murphy played 36 minutes tonight. You need to play Trey Murphy 36 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
tonight.
it just a lot of it just doesn't make sense. And and they're back subbing Trey for Zion right now. Like I see a lot of that going on, and it's just that's why I just want that front row to go.
You think CJ really needs 30 minutes tonight, Lito? You think CJ needs 30 minutes tonight?
Against the Spurs? Like, no.
And also, like, he wasn't good tonight. He was 5 of 14, 13.
Good his last 2 games.
Nobody needed to play 30 minutes. Like, nobody.
You can clearly see the disconnect between who knows what Griff's thinking. I don't even know if he is thinking. But eventually, we were looking at the standings, right? So there's a 3-way tie for the second worst record in the league. I think it's between pulling it up right now.
I think Charlotte, right?
Charlotte. So Charlotte's got 14 wins. Sorry, Charlotte's got 14 wins. Utah. Oh fuck, I'm wrong. Okay. Washington's got 10 wins. Utah's got 14. Charlotte's got 14. Now the Pelicans have 15. Okay, and the next team up is Toronto. So right now you're 4. You're picking 4 in the lottery odds, right? I understand ping pong balls and everything, right? These are the type of games though, like where you're like,
why are you winning?
Also take into account they're playing at home, but it's a few different things. Like for example, Charlotte has won some very impressive games this year. I saw Keontae George miss a game-winning 3 last night. It's like other teams are now. See the difference between Utah is actually sitting guys, but Utah has the luxury of sitting Colin Sexton and Collins and Laurie because none of them might not be a part of the future. So it don't really matter anyway with them because they're like, I would have traded Laurie this year. Like, they don't really give a fuck. But for the Pelicans, since Zion never plays, you have to really get real tape on him. You still
get data with him and Trey.
Yeah, it's still like it was like game 21. And so I understand like you can't just sit Zion, you can't just sit Trey. But I would just prefer that they actually like played the guys who are cheap going into next year and who may actually have a real like future with the team. Like I would prefer them to do that.
And here's the thing, like even with Kelly Olynyk and the Carlo thing, like I don't even think Kelly's got a future with this team. Maybe 1 year, maybe half a year, but there's the future down the road. He's gonna be gone after next year.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not playing like in March, like or something like that. It's just you got to get some data on these players that if you want that archetype of player next to Zion and Trey, you got to at least see it. So I'm not mad at it from that standpoint, but I'm just like, I don't know what you're gonna be doing with the data because I don't think you're gonna be here. I don't think the front row of that bench is gonna be here. So I don't know what they do. I don't know what they need the data for.
Willie wanted to unlock Kelly Olynyk, and tonight he responded, going 1 of 6 from the field. I mean, he had 12,
Justin,
12
did you
have a nice alley-oop though?
Did you hear the quote that Zion had about Kelly? Don't worry about it. I got it for you. I just told him this is Zion. He got vision. He sees the floor. He sees the game. There are times I might not be aware of certain things, and he'll just kind of play off me. Or I'll see something and kind of relocate to a different spot because I trust his vision, and I know he knows when to exploit a mismatch.
I'm just tired of Zion.
On the floor.
I'm just tired of Zion. Like, you know what?
How many games has Kelly Olynyk played in the Pelicans? Did I miss?
No, you know what's crazy? I was
played 3 games.
In the last 2 games, Kelly Olynyk has a combined 5 assists. Right? I'm just tired. Like, I gotta see Zion. I gotta get at you. Stop fucking lying all the time. Zion got to fire your PR team or whatever he got going on. But Zion, you gotta stop fucking lying. That's like when he used to say, "Yeah, with me and Brandon, we give each other that look, and we know it's time, to turn it on." Y'all fucking sucked. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, just stop lying, man. Like, shut up.
When did he say that, Chris?
I don't think he's lying. I think he believes it.
Oh, that's even worse.
I truly thinks he believes
Chris, when did he say that?
Probably tonight.
No. It wasn't tonight. This had to. I saw this yesterday morning, maybe. So it had to be sometime this week.
Yeah, DJ Trump. Nobody don't hear that bullshit, Zion. The fuck is you talking about, man?
I
sound retarded.
He believes Kelly Olynyk, because I don't think he's played with a lot of talented. Let's say 7-footer, like talented, smart 7-footers. So to be out there with somebody that can throw me an alley-oop or catch the ball and shoot a 3, like that's
the bar.
It's an anomaly for him.
Kelly is a nice basketball player. He can play the game pretty good. I mean, the way between the vision comment and playing and unlocking him. I mean,
that's idiotic. That's idiotic. Like unlocking
vision.
I think it's because
I still can't believe it.
We really want to put the ball in his hands and unlock him, allow him to set screens, pop, make plays when we just hit him.
No, that's why, like, again, watching this team, I'm like, man, it just ain't no talent on this roster. And like historically, there haven't been much. But I think a lot of it also is Zion don't want to play the 4 no more. I think he don't want to play the 4 at all. I think he's done.
Why would he though? What
Yeah.
there has been no advantage of Zion playing the 4. It doesn't garner any wins. Just let him play the thing that he likes to play. Like, just let him hoop at this point. I really get frustrated because you say Zion's gonna run the point, but yet you start the game in the post. Like Chaz, I think Chaz alluded, like what superstar, like even say LeBron, Luka, like they don't even start. They don't even start in the post or the mid post playing through. They don't even do that. So why even have Zion trying to do that? And if you're trying to maximize Trey and Zion minutes, you should never see them off the court with each other, like one on, one off. Like that should never happen. Trey shouldn't be leading any units because, to be honest, the talent that's on that team, he ain't learning shit. He just doing whatever. So allow him just to play with Zion at the same time. That way you can garner what the fuck these people gonna be able to do in the future.
It's like I've been saying since he got traded here. Like, give Kelly Olynyk the basketball and get the fuck out of his way.
Oh.
Just let him go to work. Bro.
That's funny though, man. Like I was randomly watching when Magic Johnson came back to play basketball for like 2 weeks, like 96, and they ran everything through him in the post. Like, but it's like, what do y'all think that y'all have, man? And why is there's no reason to lie. At the end of the day, there's no reason to lie. Like, if he's not the point guard and you're really like having him, you're calling him a guard because you don't want him rebounding, that's cool. Zion, if you're happy because like even as average of a skill set as Kelly Olynyk has, if that's amazing to you because of what you played with, like that's okay. You ain't gotta you don't have to lie because 5 is right. 5 is right. That's really what that is. He's played with such dog shit at the power forward / center position. Kelly Olynyk looks like Kevin McHale to him. He don't know the difference. He don't know the difference. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying, like, what you expect from him? Like, dude been around hot dogs his whole life. Now he's with some, quarterhouse steak. I don't know. Just
motherfucker went from hot dogs to bratwurst. It's the same. Man,
it's just what's frustrating. It's like, go ahead. You know what? Go.
Hey, let me tell y'all a quick story real quick, man. Man, I was managing this enterprise rent a car one day. I mean, not one day, but I was managing this bitch, right? So I had a dude who watched cars for me, man. I ain't gonna say his name, but shout out to you, bro. I don't think you got the internet. So, man, we go to Subway. It's lunchtime. It's just early. It's probably like 2010. So we around the corner. I said, man, y'all pull up with me. I'm paying. I got y'all, right? So I asked, bro, I said, what you want, dog? This man said, ham and cheese. Facts. Okay, cool. What you want on it? Nah. I was like, what you mean? He was like, nah, just ham and cheese. I said, bro, you about to eat a sandwich, no mayonnaise, no mustard, no like nothing, just ham and cheese and this rough ass bread? Like, bro said, nah, man, just put some ham on it, put some cheese on it, and put it in the bag. That's Zion.
No, like
that's what he used to.
No,
ham and cheese sandwich.
You know what? To me, it go back to like Drew Holiday and Anthony Davis, and even AD.
Talk about that, bro. We got to talk about
I mean, even Chris Paul was like, Chris Paul was so happy to have Aaron Gray. He like, dunk the fucking ball. Dunk the ball. Like he. That's why I like watching Chris Paul. Like when he started crying when Tyson Chandler got traded. That's my big fella. Like he was literally crying, profusely crying. Right. Then you got Drew Holiday, this fucking thief. He like, yeah, man. They like, Drew, what you need? Just give me off ball. Fucking Elfrid Payton was the answer. Right? They like, man, as long as I don't gotta play point guard, I don't care who the point guard. This is Drew Holiday's like mine. Anthony Davis, you got Omer Asik. As long as I ain't gotta play center, I don't give a fuck who the center is. Like that's kind of like what's been happening. That's why I'm saying if you don't get the number 1 pick and slightly maybe number 2, just trade it, dog. Because you ain't got and this is the Bones Highland. I ain't never had Bones Highland on this team, but the way people talk about Bones Highland, I feel like I got about 5 or 6 Bones Highlands on this team. Like, I'm tired of seeing so many of these motherfuckers. I never want to see some of these guys again. Like, I'm tired of it. This team stinks.
And skill wise, we don't even have anything close to a Bones Highland.
Man,
Hell no.
Hey, y'all think? I already know your answer, Jarrett. Chris, you think Chris Paul's number should be retired?
Absolutely, he should be the first. They need to take Pete Maravich's number the fuck down.
I think it's been down. It's been down for years.
It's been down.
Yeah,
Okay, great. I'm about to say, nah.
It's been down.
Yeah. He needs to be the first, and it needs to be like a little bit of a gap between whoever the next jersey is that's retired.
Yeah. Lito, you think Chris Paul's jersey retired?
What a stupid question. Not from you, but like what?
No, because this is where it gets really good. Chaz, you think?
Fuck no, Chris Paul ain't do shit. That's what I don't understand. Like Chris Paul won.
Well, here's my thing though, Chaz.
One series.
I think Chris Paul his number should be retired, but either here or there, whatever. We got people saying, "Fuck Chris Paul." Drew Holiday's number needs to be retired. And it's like, all right, guys.
See, here's the slippery slope. This is why you don't retire Chris Paul's number, because I can say, should Brandon's number be retired? Like, well, he at the top of some of these lists. Like, I can make an argument that's like, well, you should think about it. Like, I can make a real argument, because if you're gonna retire Chris Paul, you gotta retire Mashburn's number. You gotta retire. You might as well retire fucking David Wesley's number or something like that. You gotta retire David West's number. You gotta retire Tyson Chandler's number. Chris Paul was only here 6 years. Chris Paul was not here a long time, and he only played in New Orleans, make 2 years.
I thought he was very impactful, but go ahead, Jared.
Yes.
The only reason I say this, and this almost maybe gives it credence to retires Drew number eventually, right? He's gonna finish his career as like the number 1 in steals, second in assists. Like has a Hall of Fame career. Like you almost want to tag along with that, right? Like his jersey has to be retired somewhere.
What we drafted.
You might want to do that before the Clippers do it. And you also just need some fucking goodwill. Like the Pelicans have been such a terrible organization. It would have been perfect to retire his jersey in a homestand like tonight. Like it would have been, all right, he's probably never going to win an NBA championship.
Damn, Chris.
We know that, right? This would probably been the next best thing probably for him. His affinity for New Orleans just would have been like, hey, bro, appreciate it. Here, we're going to retire your jersey. CJ McCollum would have been the last person to wear 3. It would have been good for CJ to give Chris this, present him with this. Easy transition, right? But no. We just have an inept organization that doesn't really think forward.
You bring up a good point, Jarrett. You bring up a really, really good point. So someone's going to have to retire his number. He's one of the greatest point guards in NBA history.
Every team is going to retire that.
No, but I mean, look though. 6 years.
That's the most. He spent 7 in LA, right?
No, but I'm saying
I think he only played like in New Orleans. In New Orleans, like 3 years.
OKC when they were the Hornets.
Yeah,
because of Katrina. I thought he was go ahead, Chris.
Well, I mean, I'm saying six years in the Pelicans / Hornets organization. That's like 15 in another or 10.
Yeah.
There's like 3 players you could think of that's made it past like 6 years as a Hornet or a Pelicans that have been in New Orleans. I mean, so that's what I struggle with, and like it's like also AD, like you got that transition.
AD, Zion, Chris.
Like it's not many.
Probably Brandon too.
It's not a whole bunch in like the 20 years. So I mean, you talking about a dude that won you one of your only players. It ain't my fault the bar low. You like, you know what I'm saying? But at some point, you got to start somewhere, dog.
No, for real. Like imagine if the Clippers like beat you to the punch, like, oh, we're retiring Chris Paul's number. You're gonna look like an asshole.
What?
What you mean?
Bruh, Kobe Bryant just got a statue from the president. Fuck Chris Paul. Chris Paul ain't do shit. That's the thing. He didn't do nothing. Like Chris Paul had 1 playoff series, and you lost. You had a 2-game lead going into the next series, and you blew it. It's over. He did more for the Clippers and the Rockets than he ever did for the Hornets. The Clippers absolutely, because the Clippers never were bad again after Chris Paul got there. The Pelicans have had 2 other superstars since Chris Paul been here. Anthony Davis did more than Chris Paul. It's just like we ain't got nobody good on this team. This is crazy.
Go ahead, Lito.
Man, the thing for me is like the Pelicans don't have like dog. Who do you have? Like you got this is the thing. Like nobody ever did shit for you.
That is true. No
You know
one's
what I'm
done
saying?
anything.
Like the Pelicans can't be choosy. It's 3 a.m. right now. The last drink done been poured. You know what I'm saying? Like you motherfucker, it's go time. You better figure out who you going home with because you ain't got much. The pickings is slim. She got one eye and you hey bro, you trying to be satisfied? You know what I'm just saying? At the end of the night, at the end of the day, it's like this. The Pelicans ain't had enough. Like, you not a bad bitch. You can't request what bad bitches request. But you got you mid, bro. You gotta take that.
You could have gone anywhere. You went with one eye.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes the best thing you can do at the club is go home to your family because
They don't have a family.
No, I say that because it's like, bro, it's like don't retire nobody. You ain't got no retired jersey play. Like it's like when LeBron said they should retire that number league wide. Like with 23,
MJ?
he was like, yeah, he was like, nobody should wear that number. I'm like, well, that makes sense. Or if they say they should, if somebody can't say they should retire number 8, like league wide, I would be like, I respect it. But with Chris Paul, I'm just like,
do that with
listen.
Did they do that with
I forgot. I think they did it with
number
somebody,
6, right?
Did you?
Nah, LeBron had number 6. No, did he go back to 23?
I thought
Because he was 6 in Miami, right?
They did it for
right?
Oh my God!
Somebody passed away.
Boston. He passed away.
Bill Russell.
Tall. Bill Russell. Yes, they retired 6 for Bill Russell. Like no one can wear 6.
No one can wear number 6 the rest of
No, like in the NBA ever.
That's what I thought.
That shit would hop off in Houston though. I mean, not Houston, in Toronto. Whoever like that jersey sale would be crazy.
Why is Michael Jordan retired in Miami? Like why is 23 retired in Miami? Like why is that number in the rap? I don't understand.
It is.
Yep, it's in the raft.
Like
Miami was thinking about retiring. What's your dude that's like been a Miami eater?
Haslam.
Yeah, they were thinking about retiring
4 rings with them, right?
14, 15 years, something crazy like that. Cool. Like he ain't done shit.
He got 4 rings with him though.
Hey,
if you would just you would get. Sorry for using that. You would get 4 rings for just being present. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, like, I think it's all about perspective, though. Like Chris, again, like it's the Pelicans. They've been in New Orleans 20 years. They were sharing.
We gotta stop saying 20, Chris. It's about to be like 25. Okay, we're creeping up here.
Okay,
we're creeping up.
23, but okay, they've been over 20 years.
They grown.
If you right, they grown. If
pulling up the drink.
If the best player who like that you have to offer been there he been there 6 years and he made the playoffs 3 times and one playoff series. That's the best you got. That's the best you got. I'm not saying that because I don't look at Chris Paul's jersey like retirement as like desperation either. Like the perspective is he is either the best or one of the best players in the organization's 20 plus year history, just New Orleans. Like it's him and AD. And if Zion is gonna be like Zion's in front of that or behind that. I mean, I'm saying down the line. So I mean, I don't know. Y'all have made. I mean, I don't get it.
I still think about like impact off the court. I still think about like the people he probably influenced. You know, it's wild. I look at all the people he's played, with like other guards. Like everybody's benefited from Chris Paul everywhere he's gone.
Bismack Biyombo's an NBA player because of Chris Paul right now.
Yeah, people have gotten contracts because of him, and I just feel like
this was Biyombo at with Chris Paul.
You didn't see
Phoenix.
Oh, in Phoenix? Yeah, he did have a run.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just think it would have been a good step towards like, hey, we just should do this for somebody. We don't get necessarily something in return, which we really do, but let's do this for somebody like this, and then you could kill all the, Jose, Chris Paul, whatever. Like, hey, bro, like, could have been easy.
Uh-oh.
They didn't.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah, Lito. I think I know what you're gonna say, but
I just first of all, let me say this. I don't think Golden State should retire Iguodala's number.
Me neither.
Like I feel like that's a reach.
Well,
Finals
they got
MVP.
4 rings with them.
I don't know. Iguodala
deserve
seemed
it.
to be pretty important.
Yeah, but
to the team.
I feel like you should only retire players you draft. Honestly.
But you know what? Guess what? Shout out to Golden State for doing right by him. Just
no, this team sucks. Dog. This team sucks, bro.
Chad,
Like,
this is what
this
we got.
crazy.
Bro. This is what we got.
No,
big
bro.
dog.
Think about this.
This is
Think
what
about
we
this,
got.
right? Think about this.
All right.
I can't imagine a motherfucker worth anything in the NBA saying, man, Chris Paul ain't play for them since they was a whole nother organization. And
Let me ask
well,
you
hold
this.
on.
Go ahead.
Say it,
Sorry.
right? Chris Paul turned them down in free agency. They never really tried to bring him back, like talking about it. He busts your ass every time you play him, except for like this version of Chris Paul. It's like, it's time to let that high school love interest go, man. You got your masters. You're a grown man now. Because at the end of the day, it was like, it's been so long. Dog, Chris Paul, that was like 20. It was a whole different. It had 3 different owners since then, seemingly. It was George Shin, the league. Now you got Gale. Hopefully, you got Todd soon. But it was just like, I just don't see nobody viewing it like, man, they did right by Chris, and Chris ain't been there in 20 years. Because it's just a whole different league at this point.
It's not really doing right by Chris, though. In my opinion, I just think you needed to do something.
Can
Right?
I ask y'all this?
Mm.
Can I ask y'all something real quick? Like in the Baseball Hall of Fame, like they got to pick a team, right? So just say, for instance, Manny Ramirez, right? Like he played with the Indians, the Red Sox, the White Sox, the Dodgers, you name it. He would go in as most likely, if he gets it, as a Red Sox, right?
I like where you going here.
I see what he about to. Yeah,
Where does Chris Paul go in?
Chris Paul's a Clipper.
I bet money. I bet money he chooses New Orleans.
I'm saying he might choose it just because I think he'll choose it because he can say it's the one that got away and I was at my best when I was here. But at the same time, the rest of the league, when you look at everything, accolades, performance, where you actually got in the league, it's really the Clippers. Like if Chris Paul wasn't like a choke artist, pause, he would probably have a ring with the Clippers by now. Chris Paul like the worst playoff player in
I
history.
thought that Rockets, that when he got hurt, was probably his best chance.
Chris Paul, dog.
When they had
Chris
that
Paul.
3-1 lead, 3-2 lead.
No,
Against Golden State.
the
Chris
Clippers
Paul.
won. They were up 3-2.
It was
Clippers
against
had a
OKC. It was against OKC.
Yeah.
He turned the ball over, right? Fouls Russell Westbrook on the 3-point attempt. Russell Westbrook knocks down every 3. Then he turns the ball over again on the last shot. Like, he's going in as a Clipper, bro. It ain't no way.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you. And that's the thing. Like, he'll probably pick New Orleans. Like,
he gets the pick?
But I don't know.
I think
I don't know how the NBA works. Like, it could be different where you just like, hey, you list your team names. LeBron goes as a Heat, a Cav, a Laker.
You could argue he could have won an MVP over Kobe.
I think he should have won that one. They had fucked over Kobe though.
They had.
Steve Nash fault.
Yeah,
But like that's
Steve Nash fault.
I don't know.
All right. So Chris, where if Chris Paul had to pick one team, who would he pick?
New Orleans. He was at his best with New Orleans. He was an MVP.
That's why I figured, bro.
He was the best player at his best. I think to me one of his most memorable moments and performances. And I mean, if we being real, like I think he was undoubtedly a superstar in New Orleans. I think things changed once he got to the Clippers. The talent got better. You had Blake Griffin. It wasn't like the team became more of an attraction, so on and so forth. In New Orleans, he was way more of a lifter. And you could say for a period of time, he was one of the 5 best players in basketball. Like I would probably say that period, at least for the 2-year stretch, I think it got to be New Orleans.
You know what this remind me of? This remind me of Ray J and Kim Kardashian. And I say that because it's like Chris Paul, please stop talking about New Orleans, bro. Just stop. It's over. Like, all right, bro. You was here. It happened. It's over, bro. Like, you've been on. Chris Paul been a motherfucking dog. Chris Paul been like 5-6 teams. He went to the Clippers. He went to the Rockets. He been to OKC. He been to Phoenix. Now he went to Spurs. It's like, dog. It's like Steve Nash getting his jersey retired with Dallas. It's like, yeah, you was there. It could have been something special,
brother. Spectacular insight. Is David West top 10 Pell?
Top 5.
Yeah, he's like top 5.
Yeah,
Fuck.
he
might be the longest tenured.
Unfortunately, he's in front of Boogie because Boogie just got injured. But like,
let me ask you this:
Boogie was to go down as the best player in franchise history if he was healthy.
Let me ask you this: so David West, right? He went to
Indiana.
Went to Indiana, then he went to San Antonio. Gave up a lot of money to go to San Antonio. Then he got his rings with Golden State. Where should his number be retired? Because Indiana was his best years. Pelicans drafted him.
No.
Well, I think the talent got better once because he like
debatable.
I ain't gonna lie, Indiana. I mean, David West was a bit of a Chris Paul like merchant. He benefited a lot from Chris Paul.
Oh, for sure.
But once he got to Indiana, like he was in like the player. He was like on the scene. You know what I'm saying? They had leagues against LeBron and shit like that. You know, Danny Granger was always hurt. Like, you know, he was like on the scene against like the big dogs. So would y'all
best player on that team?
I think he became a better defender in India.
I think so too.
Bro, he was with the Pelicans.
Nah, Danny Granger probably was the best player on that team.
Jeez,
right?
Dude, David West was with the Pelicans for 8 years.
8 years, man.
Eight years.
I mean, he made the All-Star team twice. Wow. I mean, you know, even Chris
Paul, he goes a Pelican.
Right. When he got to Indy, not only was he playing with Danny Granger, eventually Paul George, Roy Hibbert, I think, made an All-Star. At least once was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Like, you guys like fucking. What's the point guard? George Hill?
I forgot Roy Hibbert. Roy Hibbert.
Chaz is right. Chaz is right, bro. If you're really if you're gonna retire Chris Paul's number, you better retire David West.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's why the bar like is so low, and I really think you got to retire your Drew number.
No, stop.
No, you do because that's how low the bar is.
You do.
I can't do it.
It has to happen.
I can't.
No, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Share
you better do it.
Share. Oh, you talking about Chris or Drew?
Drew.
Huh?
I think
Drew
Drew
be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. No, I think David West should be a Hall of Famer. But that's for like off the court reasons.
This is a long theory that I've been working on. All three of them should have their jerseys retired. All three.
I really think Drew's I'm gonna get some flack for this, but Chaz will agree with me. I think Drew's Pelicans career was very underwhelming.
I thought
very underwhelming.
No, I think because he got paid too much and he did too little. Yeah, for sure. But will he be a Hall of Famer? Yes.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, just based on the rings, the Bucks and Celtics career is like them 2 back-to-back rings, him being like a major figure. That's what really like solidified his spot to me. But I think if I was gonna go, like if David West was on the speaking tour, like Chris Paul always is, that's why I compare him to Ray J. Like you can't talk about Ray J without asking Ray J about Kim Kardashian. It like if Chris Paul just never mentioned the Hornets, no one else would mention it either. Like nobody gonna say, tell us about your time in New Orleans, except for us, because we was here. But people know Live City and beyond, right? So like more people talk about him almost being a Laker. More people talk about him almost being a Laker than him actually being a Hornet.
Bro, just looking at Drew Holiday, he played his first year here, 34 games, 37 games, 23 games, 61 games, 61 games. He played 81 one time.
He's a thief.
He just missed. Look, he went through some stuff, but he obviously went through a lot of injuries. So, like he missed a lot of time. And obviously, I'm glad he had that scare with his wife on it.
Yeah, that was like the third season, I think.
Yeah, that's time you take off. He was often injured as well. So like, I don't know if I could put his number in the rafters. I mean, he did win a playoff series.
Oh my God,
He's gonna be a Hall of Famer though.
That's
gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yo, this is crazy.
Hey,
dog.
all right, okay. If he goes there as a Hall of Famer,
all right, Nick Saban.
All right.
Man,
listen, all right. What team would he take?
He going with the Bucks. He going with his first ring.
Yeah.
Because it's like he was an all-star with the Sixers. Is he gonna go with the like? That's why I'm just saying the bar is so like low, like for the Pelicans that it's just crazy, bro. Like he was at his absolute best with the Bucks that one year, like for that ring year, and the following year as well. He made an all-star again, but he only made the all-star with the Sixers and with the Bucks, right? So it's probably gonna be like if he win a ring again this year, maybe the Celtics instead of the Bucks. But he definitely ain't going in there no Pelican.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker had like a 3-point record here or something. Like this team sucks, man.
Drew Holiday did have the record. All right.
I mean, Justin T-Mac's a Hall of Famer, so anything is possible, I guess.
Lito.
Yeah.
It's
T-Mac
a
Hall of Famer.
But you too, Chaz.
I don't like the NBA.
T-Mac not a Hall of Famer?
Chris, don't even start with.
Wait,
I don't like the NBA.
This guy.
It's Naismith, right? Naismith takes everything into account, right? All basketball.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because they put Ice Cube in the Hall of Fame for fucked around, got a triple double for that line. He's in the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Ice Cube. But I don't know. Anthony Davis is a Hall of Famer. Should we retire Anthony Davis number?
Should have been, to be honest.
Bro.
Nah, I'm gonna say this.
He's probably the best player.
I think it's him and Chris Paul. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
If
But
I was retiring too, it would be those two.
The public would have it would be a major outcry.
Man, fuck these people.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just feel like this is like buying a car. You ain't got no house. Like you ain't. Why you even like? You ain't got nothing to be proud of.
Because we got nothing.
You seen LA tonight? You seen the LA tribute video to him tonight?
I didn't.
Yeah,
it's good.
I mean, it was a tribute video. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just he not playing, but it was cool. It was cool to see.
Speaking of still out, Brandon Ingram might not play the rest of the year, which is kind of comical. So Kelly Olynyk, someone said that we won the Brandon Ingram trade. So look, it's been 50 minutes. The Pelicans beat the Spurs. We'll have Lito and Chris did a couple shows. I'll be out on Wednesday and Friday.
We got games on them days.
Yeah, we have a game.
Thursday and Friday.
Game Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Sunday, right? So
I don't even know about. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
they play Sunday, which will be an absolute shit show. So they play Suns, and then they go to.
You want to wrap up with the fan questions?
Yeah, we'll go rapid fire. 5 minutes. Appreciate super chat, Michael Morgan. Lito from Michael Morgan. Why are the Pelicans still trying to win?
Jobs, probably.
Yeah, that. I don't know, Mike, bro. It's incompetent to me. You gotta pick a side and stay there. Like you can't toe the line on winning and trying to lose. Just developing young guys, man.
Yeah. DJ Trauma Game, appreciate your super chat. Ed Chung, why Lito look like he's under the staircase in Harry Potter? If you know, you know, you know. Lito got banished doing that not K magic with the background effects.
Yeah. Expelliarmus.
Okay.
Never seen Harry Potter.
Neither have I. There he goes. DJ Drama Gaming. Appreciate you again. Don't nobody want to hear that crazy ish.
Yeah, Zion. Stop
Wait,
lying.
hold on, what? Wait, who?
I'm about to hear that crazy ass talk, Zion. That fool ass talk. Man, he's a hooper. I mean, Zion saying the kill is a bucket. Like, all right.
Appreciate it. Hey, I'm telling you, Chris, we gotta do that what if show. I was talking about you today, Leo. We gotta do that what if show. What if Gennaro Pargo hits that corner three?
Look,
what if
the Lakers whoop their ass in about 5 or 6.
Yeah,
but
you get to a Western Conference Finals.
Yep.
Who knows what the fuck that means? You probably silly and sign James Posey the next offseason and hope for Julian Wright to turn into something. But you get to a Western Conference Finals, which you still like one of like 3 or 4 teams that have never even that haven't even played a game. They've been there once in the Western Conference Finals.
Yep. Biggest
Chris Paul was also terrible in that game. Like we always talk about Gennaro missing that 3. Chris
he's
Paul was
god-awful.
awful in that
I
game.
think they scored like 70 something points in that game.
I think they had like a 20 point lead or some shit in game
in that
3.
game. Oh
No, it was game 3. They was beating the
on the
shit out the
road.
Spurs.
Yeah. Hey Chris, what could the Pels get for a package of CJ Kelly and pick 4 hypothetical?
Oh, I like that. Let me see. Pick 4. So pick 4, you getting into like the Edgecombe area.
Yeah, you gotta package that up and go.
My dog from Duke.
Spears.
Man, I mean, I'm thinking
CJ Kelly and pick 4. That's what 43
so million.
million.
So that's
and
So
number 4.
Yeah, so we talking salary and we talking a solid pick. So that means you got to find a team here. Let me see. Who do I want to guess real quick? Let's go with
sign and trade for Nas.
I don't like that. I'm not enough.
Man, this team sucks. I
Not
ain't
enough.
lying,
Not
dog.
enough, dog.
This team stinks.
I'm
enough.
calling Indiana.
For Tyrese.
Yeah.
What about Charlotte?
Oh, wait. Okay, now we talking.
Yeah,
something like that.
Charlotte.
I don't know what Ja
LaMelo.
would look like, but LaMelo. If Melo already thinking about, if Melo's already thinking about getting out of, if you Charlotte, like LaMelo being there or not being there ain't changing the trajectory of your franchise. You'll be fine with Brandon Miller being the best player there. Like, why not?
I'm starting to think Ace gonna be number 4.
What
and
about,
gonna be above Ace?
What about Houston?
4.
What would you want?
4.
That's what I'm looking for.
I need a couple Phoenix picks.
Jabari.
Nah, I'm not giving
No. It gotta be. Somebody like LaMelo.
It's not just Jabari. I mean, what is Houston going to do? They have
Houston probably don't want another pick.
But wait,
honestly,
you gonna trade the 4th, like you gonna trade salary with CJ and a top 5 pick for Jabari and Parks.
That's a heck of a name right there.
Dang,
Maxey. Nah, you ain't getting Maxey.
Wow, they're not doing that.
You don't think they rebuild?
I agree with you, Candid, but
why not Chaz pick? Why not Devin Booker?
I don't think you're getting them with number 4. Honestly, I think it depends on how it lays out, because like first you're talking about like 3 like good picks you're gonna have to attach, and if Ace is still on the board, then cool. If Ace is off the board at 4, then I think Nas a wrap. Now you're talking about Laurie Marketing. You know what I'm saying? You call it big, and you probably can't get Jaren Jackson.
But you're gonna need. But here's the thing: like with that trade, it was what CJ number 4 and Kelly. Like you're gonna need a center. You're gonna need a starting center for next year. Misi can't be a starting center, and you're gonna need somewhat of a point guard or a playmaker.
You need guards.
You said Bam.
So Bam and fill in the blank in Miami.
That's something I wanted to ask y'all about, man.
Nope.
I wanted to ask y'all
if
I think Bam he really underwhelmed this year, and he got to get an extension like next year too. Like watching like them cover, like the people who cover Miami, they kind of disenchanted with Bam.
His girlfriend better than him.
I mean, his girlfriend is.
Asia.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
I mean, there's no way. There's no way. I was gonna say Trae Young, but
I just think you got to add something to that pick.
You say keep the pick, Chris?
It sounds like you keeping the pick. That's what it sounds like.
It really does. Now you think about it.
I think you got to add her. Like to me, it like you got to
Kelly, CJ, Herb, and number 4.
For who?
For who?
No, I'm saying like
Booker?
if you wanted like a Booker or a LaMelo or somebody with like a real game changer, you got to add her, because in this draft, I don't know. That's why I say if Ace is there, maybe you don't. But in this draft, you're gonna have to add like some playable talent to the team.
Maxey doesn't seem too far off, and I only say this because like Philly has to do something, right? Like,
and where's
nobody see right in. Yep, that we talked. Philly has always been the place for me for him, but that guaranteed money for Joel is super high. Like nobody's
You saying trade for
trying to
Joel?
accept that.
No,
Nobody's.
Maxey.
You got to
Max.
move off something. So I wouldn't see why you wouldn't just at least call Philly and be like, all right, what y'all trying to do? Because you got Paul George under contract, and nobody's going to take back that salary either.
Yeah.
So you got to move somebody.
It's
That's kind of the question I wanted to ask y'all. I was like, with the Jonte
Sunday show.
With the Jonte being hurt, it's like you kind of need a starting point guard. Like you desperately need a starting point guard. You could probably get away with a placeholder, but like now you need, or at least a backcourt player. You need a player who checks multiple boxes in the backcourt.
Yeah.
So
CJ's
now
not that guy.
Yeah, CJ got to be good.
Yeah,
you know
CJ
what,
should
though?
be
I'd much
coming
rather
off
them
the
keep
team.
the pick, though.
You looking at what, Chris?
I said I'd much rather them keep the pick because I don't think if we don't think that it's going to be much valuable or very valuable after 3, then I mean even
I'm cool with that.
I mean even with the inconsistency in regards to hitting on draft picks, you still got to keep like taking your shot. Like when you New Orleans, you got to hope you strike.
Yeah,
gold.
you're right, Chris. Like I think you have to. Not you don't have to. Obviously, if there's somebody on the table there, you got to take that deal. But you need. When's the last time they had a top 3 pick?
I just
Zion?
thought of somebody.
Top 4 pick. Zion.
I think you probably get Jaylen Brown. Herb, CJ, number 4, maybe another pick. I would try.
Boston would have to lose, right? Boston
they got to win.
They would have to lose.
They got to win.
They got to win. Hell, they trade them.
No, I say that because with the new ownership coming in, I think once they get another ring, they probably like, all right, we can move
Boston?
on. I think so.
Oh,
because
no, Chaz.
I think so because Drew been so bad this year, and like they just don't have a lot of avenues to get anybody else. Because if Drew and they kind of look beatable this year, but I think they go on and win. I think if they win, it's like, all right, this is enough. We'd have been to the finals 3 times. We got 2 rings. We cool. Like we
can be some Bill Belichick type shit since we talking that area. That says
can I get Evan Mobley out
there? With
there?
Lawyer Malloy, I'll never forget it. What?
Evan Mobley?
Yeah.
No, Evan.
He
might be the second best player on that team right
Cleveland's
now.
going to see that team. Cleveland's going to see that team through for the next 2 years at least.
Gotta make it interesting.
To me, Chaz, he's the best player on that team. But
Yeah.
What about
He's the
OKC?
youngest.
Anybody from OKC?
I don't think there's any. I mean, I like Jalen, but I don't think. Nah, fuck all that. Cleveland is interesting. It's not Mobley, or it's Garland for me. Like I'm trying to get a guard that I can have for the foreseeable future. So that's why I would target people like Maxey, Garland, and Book. I don't know where y'all would rank any of these players and like possibilities of getting them, but you almost have to look at them as, second tier guys that have the potential to be like they can lead your team to a chip, be a number 2 option.
It would be ironic as hell trading for him in a package that involved
The
a number
4th
4
pick.
pick.
I
And it
think
would be fucking ironic.
I think he retire because he I'm telling you he don't give a fuck. I think Embiid to be like I'm done.
Embiid would never, bro. Embiid would never. You remember what he said about the city of the stadium?
Yeah,
fans?
he
was
would.
like, nobody's ever here.
They said that they on the Spurs broadcast.
I would never want to play here.
I wasn't talking about getting Embiid. No, fuck no. Right?
Yeah,
y'all was talking about trading for Embiid.
No, it was
somebody put in the thing.
Oh, for sure.
From Growl, we'll do the last one here. Willie's goals and Griff's goals are 2 different things.
He was talking in regards to tanking.
No,
somebody said why we wouldn't get
topic. It's a topic that we should probably finish the show on and then talk about on Sunday. But they clearly have 2 different things going on. There's no possible way. And look, he's proven me wrong a bunch of times. But there's no possible way that David Griffin, 1, thinks that we're a playoff team or a play-in. We could possibly get to the play-in. And 2, wants to actually win games to get a worse draft pick. There's no way he's this dumb. right?
You don't think it's a morale thing? Maybe you want some good morale.
Good. You know what? You want good morale? Go get number 1 or number 2 pick. That will excite fans. That will get them to the TV. Oh, wait, we have a chance for Cooper Flag. Oh, wait, we have a chance. Oh, this could be our future. If you get number 5, you get number 6, you get number 7, that's dangerous, in my opinion. So if Griff really wanted to tank, Trey Murphy should be playing 36 minutes a night. Give CJ a night off. I don't care. Play Reaves as much as possible. Fucking Jamal Cain. Come on in, man. Carlo, you're starting tonight.
It's Zion's fault though, Justin. If Zion was at maybe
it's always Zion's fault.
Yeah, if he was at like 35 games played, then maybe you'd be like, all right, fuck it. But the fact that he's still like at like 21, 20,
right.
It's like I need more data.
Because they're thinking about season ticket holders to be like another year of Zion playing.
Oh nah, forget them suckers. They money gone. I'm talking about Jack Move, fool. I'm talking about as an organization, you like
as an organization, what?
I need to see if this motherfucker can even still play. Like
I need to play.
Justin, you're not. I'm saying you're not gonna play Zion no 19 games and then shut it down and go into the offseason as a team and say we're gonna build around this guy. Like he don't be playing no basketball.
No, you're right, but I need Zion Williamson on the injury report from here on out. I need from here on out. I need something because he needs some nights off. Like. I'm telling you right now, like the worst case scenario is having this nightmare of a season. DeJounte Murray's out until next year in January. You just traded Brandon Ingram, right? So you have Trey Murphy. Like you need to have some excitement here. Like you have major contracts move. Is CJ McCollum going to be here? Like there's a lot of questions surrounding this. In order to get excitement back in the building, you better get a top 2 or 3 pick.
But you can't do it by sitting. Like regardless,
yes, you can. When you sit Zion, you are terrible.
But I'm saying you can't afford to sit Zion. That's the problem.
You might even want to trade this motherfucker.
Many fucking games already, dog. He's already fighting them out of games. The notion.
So Chris, so then you want to win games to prove a point for what? For the number 6 pick?
They're still not a good basketball team. I mean, what we talk about? They beat the Spurs after being like, have you looked at the rest of the schedule?
I know they're not a good basketball team. I think David Griffin thinks he has a good basketball team. I know that they don't have a good basketball team.
So as a business,
yeah,
you are just gonna because I mean, who the fuck like the fans that are showing up to the games right now? You think they coming to watch Antonio Reaves?
No, but Chaz just said it. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. They got their money from this year.
No, I'm talking about not even this season. I'm saying next season, them season tickets as good as gone. Like they
already as good as gone. It'll be as good as gone if we get the number 7 pick.
No. What I mean by good as gone is
bro,
fool don't stop being a fool.
No. I've heard some bad reports about tickets next year.
Yeah,
I've heard multiple people.
People say a lot of shit. People got crackhead cousins. Man, look, this is the last $100 I'm giving you. Get some food, and they go and buy rocks. Man, people who buy season tickets, I'm telling you, they gonna be in the building. People say this shit every year. I'm canceling my season tickets. I'm canceling my league pass. No, you're not. You gonna be in the building. You in that motherfucking building.
They got 20.
How many games they got left?
Like
how many?
25, I think.
So they've played 58 games. So 24 games.
Okay.
24 games left. I don't know. Probably what? Just say cut it in half. 12 at home, 12 on the road.
I mean, they're clearly going to enter a tank part of the season.
You sure? You're sure?
Yeah, Justin. They don't have to take. They suck, bro. They suck. They coming up like a 9-game losing streak. Zion ain't like been great these last 2 games either. They just the Spurs blew 2 17-point leads. They fucking suck. They don't have to tank on purpose. They can just keep doing what they're doing, Justin. They stink. Like I'm telling you, the games that annoy a motherfucker like me is that don't beat the Jazz if you don't have to. Don't beat,
Bro, they swept the Wizards. You knew then the season was over.
But they also got swept by the Nets. They lost both games to the Hornets. No, they lost 1 game to the Hornets already by like 40 points or some shit. Yeah, they suck.
Well,
they just suck.
On that note, that's the show. Leo, you got anything? Yeah, I think we know.
Damn, let me think. What I got? Yo, you know who might be stupider than Griff and Willie? This motherfucking Nico Harrison. I'm so tired of hearing you talk about this trade, bro. Every time he gives a reason now, it gets worse. It gets worse now. It gets shut the fuck up. It's nothing you could do to salvage telling me you traded this man to the lit of all.
I was just thinking about that trade.
Bro.
He didn't get anything for the future either. Like it is.
He might feel like his future like this year and next. He said he don't think he's gonna be alive.
So then he would
longer.
trade Luka?
No, he's literally saying I ain't gonna be
like,
alive much longer. I don't give a fuck.
Nah, he threw Jason Kidd in that shit too. Yeah, we might be dead.
Like what? In 10 years, I'm only like 50 years old. What are you talking about?
Jason was looking like,
oh yeah.
Crazy motherfucker.
Make sure you smash the like button as always. When the Pelicans win, you win. Shout out Company Burger. Smash the like button. We'll see y'all later.